Going to do a formal kickoff today, 2014. It's going to be the rank and file members' first slate. I'm glad you guys come out. We had several here earlier that have been in and done turned around and took off, but spent the time to come up and talk to us and going to participate. We've had some people put some donations in the donation bucket. There's a little bit of food back there if you guys, the donations are not required by any stretch. These things are going to cost a little bit of money. But first off, I'm going to introduce this slate. We have a couple of missing today. Carlos is sick. He come down with something. He's going to be a trustee. He's a road driver at Yellow, 10-year guy. Just rank and file. He's going to do a good job representing the local, but he's ended up where he's kind of under the weather today and didn't make it. Mary Beth is going to be our recording secretary. Weber, she's been at UPS for 26 or 7 years. She's not here, but she's at a golf tournament raising money for the needy. It's some United Way thing, right, JD?
Yeah, yes.
And it was committed, she had committed and sponsored a spot with a team prior to all of us getting together and coming together as a complete slate. So Mary Beth and Carlos will be at all the events from here on out. I'll tell you just a little bit about how we're here today. Is JD and Bruce and I started talking probably quite some time ago, a year ago, Bruce?
Yeah.
And it started from Jason Crow getting me drunk out in Goodland one night. And we did some talking with the problems at the local and agreed about the representation style. As often as you see your representatives and your business agents and the stewards having the ability to do their jobs and function properly. And so he did a lot of word of mouth, spreading the message, and then pretty soon this thing got flared up. Chad Anders is here, one of my alternates. We worked pretty hard as stewards there without much backing from the local and accomplished a lot as we were there. Jeff, one of my alternates, and we certainly accomplished a lot over there with no backing. And this thing kind of evolved into a campaign. And there's people with some interest wanting me to run for office. I can't imagine why. I don't talk much and I'm pretty shy and quiet, try to stay out of any kind of sight or notice of any kind of notoriety. However, we come together and Bruce and I did a lot of talking and we started meeting and started discussing the very best options we had, putting together a slate, the right person at the top of the ticket, try to change strategies a little bit where it wasn't the same old plan as somebody that's more senior, I would say, or seasoned, this kind of stuff. I don't have knock that at all, but we keep getting into bouncing our heads off against the wall when you get some slates together that have a plan starting out of the chute that we're going to try to run for office, and we're just going to turn it over in a couple of years to some new people. We kind of changed the strategy on that. Yeah. If you'll notice, I'm the youngest guy. Jerry's a little younger than me. Carlos is about my age, and that's the way to do it this time. You have some people that have been involved in it. JD was vice president, alternate steward, a steward, and an agent. And that speaks volumes from UPS. That's good. Wes is going to help us in a lot of areas. He's a feeder steward out in Lenexa. Very important on how you start pulling it together as a group rather than trying to figure out. Look out the rear view, look out the window, not the rear view mirror, and try to get this local moving forward. Try to get it together where people are able to count on it, be proud of it again, and make sure that they understand that the local is here for you, not just a group of people down on Van Brunt getting a paycheck. That's the scenario that we're going to be working on. Some of the people are going to try to make politics out of the office help. We're not going to allow that to take place. Nancy and Yo and Sherry that work there, as far as I'm concerned, they're a big piece of the glue that holds it together. Not going to make that politics. Last time we had an election, Vic and some of those guys tried to make that part of the vote scenario. That's not going to be the issue here. There's a few agents that work there, very few, that are probably gaining a lot of ground and representing the members just exactly like we're going to require. We're going to have a few more business agents. Not going to overshoot our wad, but they're going to be able to do their job. They're going to be a lot more accessible. And if the agents are able to do their job, the stewards are going to be able to do their job. And we don't have to worry about having the administration or, whenever the people are out there now, about the only time you guys see them, just like the rest of us, is about election time. And that's going to stop. I'm going to be out to these locals and each one of these people that are going to be my agents are going to be at these barns. I'm going to be at the barns a couple of times a month. I'm not going to camp out in Jeff City for a thing, try to make it on whatever that is. I remember a time when they used to come to the Union Hall. But right now, we got somebody spending a lot of time trying to chase politicians. And our optimum goal here is to represent the members from the beginning till we get elected, until it's time to retire, and turn this over to a younger group down the road. Quite a ways down the road if we do this the right way. We're not in it for a paycheck, we're in it for the members. And so that, where you can't find your agent, people aren't representing you, all that's going to stop. You're not going to hear any speeches the day that this whole thing's over and let us get our feet on the ground. It doesn't take me any time to recognize that it's the members that put you there. It's the members' hall, it's the members' building, and it's the members that are paying your wages. That's how we're going to make the local work. I've seen it work good. Some of us have been around long enough to see it work good, and it can and will again. And we can get that accomplished. There's not any doubt about it. With the right people, the people I have a confidence in is why we're here. We've come to this time now to formally kick this off. So we're able to start working and telling the people what our agenda is. And it's to get this local turned around back to its members. Give it back to its members, not a select few for paychecks. And that's the obligation we have here. That's why we're here. And to introduce the slate, I said Carlos and Mary Beth. Carlos is going to be a trustee. Mary Beth is going to be the recording secretary. J.D. Graham is going to be, took a lot of talking. That's him.
That's me.
And we, did you need a microphone? I'm just teasing.
I worked with him.
Yeah. What we're going to do is, J.D., we did a lot of talking, and he said, you know, Bruce, you might be better off with some, you know, I certainly want to be involved and I want to help no matter what you need me, where you need me. We're going to do it. And we did a lot of talking, and it's the right thing to do. Jerry was the VP, he was an agent. Just the plan, there's not any strategy here to try to play a trick at the end of the game. What JD told me was, Bruce, I don't have a desire to be at the local and be an agent, because I think there's a lot of people that could spend a lot of time, which is going to require a lot of good untapped talent out there that would be able to invest the time, because he's getting 5, 6, 7 years down the road, maybe going to retire. And let's not forget, the pensions play games too with that kind of years in, and we just discussed it clear out so nobody feels like there's any, but he's going to help me get the right people and get the best UPS agents we can have that's going to be there long term. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a smart idea. And as we get going, get our feet on the ground, get some young people in there that have some good, aggressive, on its credibility and on its merits, get some UPS agents in there. As time comes, we will be able to see who fits that best. And I think that's a very smart idea. And we talked about it. It's not any, I think it's smart to be up front with that. But he's going to help us. He knows who's the best out there, got some good stewards that can point us in the right direction, who's got the credibility and on its merits. Bruce Williams is going to be Secretary of Treasury, ABF, been there about 10 years.
Yeah, actually 12. 12
years, been the steward, head steward for 8. He worked at Buford before that. Long time Teamster member. His dad was Eldon. Worked at the local with Phil for a lot of years. A lot of respect, did a good job for all those people. Bruce has been involved. His brother Arlie is going to help us out. There's no doubt about it. There's a lot of knowledge there that you can't put any, he's forgot more than most of us all know in local cartage, and being able to work, help some of these people put us in a scenario where we're able to have the resources we need to put this local back on track. And Arlie's here today. I'm glad he came up here. We're going to be using Arlie's knowledge a lot in detail. He's going to help us down at the local when it's time. Jerry works at Jack Cooper. He's been in the freight business, and he's been in car haul he's been at Jack Cooper 10 years. He's allied, and Jack Cooper just bought him. He was the head steward at K&R. He's one of them that got caught up in the USF Dugan campaign and got in trouble for doing union business. They kind of got to jack him around there for organizing that non-union carrier, and he ended up at K&R, Beaufort for a little bit, and then K&R, and ended up the chief steward there. K&R went out, and he ended up at Allied. From the full crew to car haul, he's one of the stewards down there now. Does an excellent job. And I've known Jerry for a long time, good friends, and a very trustworthy guy. And when we started putting this together, that's exactly where it came from, was talking to him a little bit, let him go over with his family. There's going to be a lot of commitment, and he's going to represent this local. Great, awesome. It's unlimited, the talents we have there. Mike McCorkindale, I met him when he first came in here from Chicago. We met down after a meeting or two, did a lot of visiting, and he knows Bruce real well. They got along from local cartage hearings, got to know each other good. A lot of trust there, and we was working on putting the slate together and approached Mike and talked to him, and the more we talked about it, the more he checked into it, and it's in his heart to try to get this turned around. And he's steward at USF Holland, the head steward out there.
We need help. We need a lot of help.
Never worked for Dugan, come out of 705 and 17. Does an excellent job over there, and was in the same scenario. Chad and all those guys, but we were over there, didn't have no backing, had to do it, has to do it, perform on his own, has been very successful. And he's orchestrated a lot of work to get these guys thinking from non-union to union.
Good job.
And he does a good job with that. And we did some arm bending, and he said, you know, I'm in. It's a good thing to do. It's the right time for you guys to do it. And whatever you guys need, whatever scenario you need me to participate in, I will. And so we got Mike to agree to be our trustee, and he's going to be a major asset to this local when this election is over. And we take it over. Time flies when you're having fun. We realize we're coming out of the chute early, but so did California Chrome, and he's getting ready to win the Triple Crown next week. So come out of the chute early. We're going to get a little attention about this. It's going to be kind of a long campaign, but when you're looking for what we're looking for, it will be worth it, trust me. We just need everybody to stay focused. You're going to hear a lot of bullshit. That's, you know, Henry was telling me some of the crazy shit he was hearing, and just all it is desperation. Some people are getting desperate to try to keep this local where it's totally in confrontation all the time, and we can stop that. And if everybody participates, everybody in here can get people involved. When you get your ballot, vote for this slate, and we will change immediately. We won't fix everything immediately, but your representation, your representatives will change effective that day. Once we get sworn in, our representation style and reputation as a local will change.
Yes, sir.
It has been there, and it will get there again. We can do it with the group. We've had a lot of people in and out of here today. I'm sure that you guys, anybody in here is going to hear, oh, there was 8 people there. Which either their math's bad or my eyes are bad. One of the two, but I think we are very proud of this turnout today, and who's been here, and some have already gone. But we will, I'm going to see if anybody up here has any words to say. If somebody has any questions, that's okay. But if JD, if you have any comments you want to make, you certainly are welcome to.
I think you about covered everything, Bruce.
You think I did?
I'm a second generation Teamster. My dad worked for ABF and retired. And my father-in-law worked for Jack Cooper, retired. I've been down at UPS for 37 years now. Always been a Teamster.
Awesome. That's, we're gonna, like I said, we've got a awesome pick. It was hard to put it together because you have to be able to be diverse in how we put it together, and you can't get any better than this. There's people trying to pick it apart, and there's people from another slate trying to work on the candidates that I have, which is makes me feel pretty good, and we're on the right path, and we're doing good. Bruce Williams, do you have anything you'd like to make a few comments? We'd be more than happy to.
Well, I'd like to thank all of you guys for coming out. We appreciate the turnout. But what that represents is a group of people that care about this union and care about this local. And we're glad to see you, but we see most of you anyway. The way to turn this local around is to start getting the people we don't see to be concerned and be interested and take the same interest you fellas have. You can help us do that And our job is going to be to offer you the representation that you need to show that the union works. Right now, a lot of people not feeling that way. We need to turn that around. We need to bring a different feeling towards the hall than what we currently have. And I told these guys we're going to talk anything bad about anybody. It's not my style. We're all Teamsters. We're all going to work together. It's all said and done. Like I said, the confrontation part of it is what's killing us. We need to get over that. We need to find a way to make this work. And I hope you guys will help us, because I think together we can do it. And that's what these companies need to see. They need to know that we are a force to be reckoned with and also be respected. You have to carry yourself proud, have to carry yourself high, let everybody know that you're a Teamster, and it means something to be a Teamster. And with your help, we can do it. And I think Bruce will be not only a great administrator, but he has the same passion for what I'm talking about for all of you. We need to get this back together in a way that'll work for us. So I appreciate you being out here.
I am going to have Jerry and Mike, if they want to say anything, just echoing what Bruce and JD said. It's going to be, you're going to hear some shit just from different people. Yeah, but this about Bruce, and then some of you guys, I'm just going to give you some tactics. Just what's he look like? Some of them couldn't pick me out of a lineup. And it's usually just bad bullshit is what some people are going to try to stir. A lot of times that's a little bit of jealousy, or they're not quite secure, so let's make sure that we all stay in check. If you have any questions or heard anything about me or any of these guys, get a hold of one of them. This guy's saying this, a lot of them will back right down. We're coming out early because we don't have anything to hide. Some people like to wait clear up till the week before nominations. It used to be the strategy, the later you come out, the more shit, the less shit they can throw at you. They don't have anything to hide out here. Nobody's perfect by any stretch. But we all in this room are here for a reason, I think, to try to find out how we're going to get the local turned around. It's not going like it should. I think a lot of people are dissatisfied. And I think everybody here knows we can do it. We can get it turned around. It can be done. Jerry, do you have anything you want to maybe address a little bit? Go right ahead.
Well, I just want to say thank you for coming out and being part of this. And ain't much to add to it. You pretty much got it. But just wanted to say that. And looking out in here today, there's more people that came to this today than the last general meeting. So what's that tell you for the 6,500 people? So thank you for coming. Thank you for being involved. And we got to fight, but we're going to win it. We're going to change things around.
Thank you very much. Mike, do you have a couple words you might want to say, my friend?
Yeah, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Teamsters at Howell, first of all. But I'm glad to be here. I'm really proud to be with Bruce, Mr. Graham there, and Mr. Williams, this man here. And you guys from Howell know where I'm at. My heart's there, so we'll turn it around.
Awesome. We are going to, I'm going to let you guys know a little bit. Mary Beth sent us a bio that she put out there, and it's Mary Beth Weber, and she's running for recording secretary as a rank and file member at Local 41 UPS for 26 years. And she says, I understand the needs and concerns of the working class people. We as members pay to have very sincere, honest, and knowledgeable representation, and I believe with this slate we can do that, is what Mary Beth said. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to drag on and on and on. I think we all have an idea. Some of the stuff you'll hear about me, Chad is a guy that worked with me, and some of the things that anybody had heard about me in the past, hot-headed and reckless and cusses everybody, that's not true. That's an image. A group of people that are either a little intimidated or I don't understand why, but that's been going on for years. Working with some of these guys you'll meet during this campaign, that's not true. I never got any matter at anybody that anybody else wouldn't at the time. Never thrown out of any meeting, never had a problem at grievance hearings. So kind of closing up with that. Don't let somebody try to bullshit you and fool you along. You need to ask around and find out. And I kind of heard that true. No, that's not true. We will. Like I say, we'll make sure that we spread the word, and it's going to be a campaign that we'll be able to be. I want everybody to be proud of it, don't have anything to hide from, and we can do all the right things. We'd be able to accomplish a lot and get back on track.